of the game. It's a rich thing.
Hey guys, ANZ here, and today I just wanted to make a quick video in regards to Top 100 PvP. I know that with the 1 year anniversary, there's going to be a lot of new players coming to the game, and there's also still a lot of veteran players who are unaware with how Top 100 PvP works. So with my experience, I just wanted to give some tips and tricks today, and just to show what I basically do to get prepared for when the new season begins. So first things first, I just want to show the two characters that are limited to top 100 PvP. First one being Cardinal Helbram. Now, he's not a fantastic unit, he's more or less just a trophy character to have. I believe he's been available twice on Global now, and it's just good to have for the box CC. Currently, the season just ended this week, and Wallow, however you say it, an SR character is currently available. Well, is no longer available now, but was currently available in the previous season. Only 100 people currently have him on Global. I myself did compete and did manage to finish within the top 100, so I managed to get him, which I'm really happy about. So I'm just going to get into some tips and tricks, and then I can just give you some guidance on how to prepare for top 100 PvP. So let's get right into it. One thing I do want to note, however, is that whenever you're watching this video, right now, currently the season has just ended, so Walio is not currently available. There's no current active season. But in the future, there will be more seasons and more opportunities to get Walio and Helbram as well. So just keep an eye out for that, alright? So my first tip is going to be preparing for top 100 PvP. Now, the first thing I'd recommend is to start stocking up on your PvP entries. Now, what I tend to do is every day I will send my friendship coins out, and once I've got my friendship coins, I will go to the coin exchange and exchange those for PvP entry tickets every day. Now, if you're a free-to-play player and you're struggling with stamina pots, obviously stamina pots over everything. But for people who are just looking to solely go for PvP, this is what I do personally. I stock up every day. I believe when this season started, I had like 400 plus entries ready to go. But it's just stocking up over time to prepare for when the season begins. So I like to do all my games in a sitting or two. I know some people might like to spread them out throughout the week, but it just gives you the opportunity to basically complete all your matches within a week. So you're going to get 100 matches a week for 3 weeks. So that's 300 matches total, so you'll need 300 entries. I know obviously over time it refreshes and you get 5 a day and whatnot, but personally I prefer just to get stocked up when I can, and it's pretty simple to do, so especially for those veteran players as well. Free-to-play players and new players, this is not something you'd be looking at to do right now. You'd be focusing on your gear, so get the stamina pots and everything like that, but later down the line, eventually you'll be able to stock up on your PvP entries and take it from there. Now, the next step for preparation would be stocking up on wine food. Now, this is very, very important for top 100 PvP. In order to compete score-wise with other players, you need to use wine food. Every week you can purchase 5 from the PvP shop. However, if you want to use diamonds, you can reset the shop and then just basically purchase another 5, which is what I usually do. If you're a bit of a dolphin or you've got a bit of money spare, there is a bundle available. I wouldn't really say it's worth getting, but it gives you, I believe, 60 PvP entries, and I believe it's like, 50 wine food and 60 PvP entries. It's what a lot of the whales usually get, but you can just use gems and reset the shop to get that. So you'll need 100 of those a week. So per season, you'll need to go through 300 wine food as well. Now, this is why I say it's all preparation. So start doing this as early as possible, and by the time the season comes around, you'll be ready to go. I did this personally, and I just usually use my gems to get wine food when I can. But with the friendship coins, I just use that for PvP entries every day. Now, the next thing you're going to need to do is then get to Challenger in Elite PvP. Now, in Champion right now, in Elite PvP, a lot of the matches are just bots. So once you hit Challenger, you will unlock the ranking match. Now, my advice would be to check the Netmarble forums or check your in-game event tab. This is how you're going to check whether a season is active. So what it will say under the events tab is PvP Elite Season 6 or something along those lines. Or in the Netmarble forums, on there they do usually have a notice when the PvP season is active. It also does show the PvP rule for that week, well each week, sorry, and also the PvP rule for that season. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you are building your teams and playing your matches. Now, I'm just going to get into what to do and how to set up your teams when playing in the ranked playlist, because this is very important when trying to get bonus points. So you've got your PvP entries, you've got your wine food stocked up, and you just hit Challenger in PvP. You notice it's the first week of the new season and you want to get going in ranked PvP. So, first thing you'll need to do is set up your defending team. So as you can see, my defending team is usually just my main team with either HP food or CC food. Your defending team is going to be a bot that plays on your behalf, so an AI, that will come against other top 100 players. So you could come against anyone, but you'll see them with like 270k CC. You know for a fact that's either be a bot or just some random person using CC food. You'll know if it's a bot with how they play, because the bots aren't really the cleverest. So basically, that is what you're going to be needing to do. Set it up that it's your best team with CC food so it can go first, or HP. What that then does is that if your bot gets a win against another player, each week when the points calculate for the season, you will get bonus points. So how that works is that there's 3 weeks of competing within one season. Each week you'll be getting seasonal points depending on where you finish within the ranking. So if your AI has been getting a lot of wins, or let's say it plays 50 games and it wins 25, you'll be getting bonus points from your AI, which will add to your seasonal score, which is fantastic because it's just 3 points on the side. Now, your ranking is very important. So as you can see, last week, I believe my good friend Gertio finished, I think it was like rank 8, yeah, shout out to him. And myself, I believe I finished like rank 53, I think it was. Yeah, 55, sorry. So I finished rank 55 last week. So I got 6,397 points for that week. Now, every win, you get points. That's where the wine food comes into it. So once you've set up your defending team, you've got your main team ready, you've got everything up, and you've got your wine food ready to go. Now, how the wine food works. So every win, the wine food gives you 300% more points for winning a match. So you could get like 50 points, you could get like 38 points or something like that, depending on what you're playing against or who you're playing against. Every match you need to use wine food, because every win, every point bonus is huge in order for you to get up those rankings. You start on 4,000 festival points. Your main goal is going to be between 6,000 to 7,000 in order to concrete yourself in that top 100. I usually aim for over 6,000 every time, but sometimes it can be a bit more. So that's one thing you got to aim for. That is why it's so important. If you come across a player and it's an actual player who's just spamming emotes with CC food, you know it's someone who's either no idea how this works, or it's just someone who's already got like 7,500 points and they're just finishing off their last few games. But in order for you to compete, you do need to use wine food. Otherwise, you're just going to be just wasting your time, basically. Also, when it comes to rankings, you've got to remember that where you finish in the top 100 at the end of the season determines how many gems you get and how many copies of the exclusive character you get. So I believe if you finish first, you get 6-6, or was it second as well, I think. But within the top 3, you get up to 6-6, I believe. And then anything below that, I think up to top 10 or top 20 can go up to the 3-6 as such. But anything below 50, I believe, is 1 copy. I believe that's the case. So depending on where you finish is going to depend on how many copies of that character you get. So in seasons, you'll see some players who didn't manage to get 6-6 go again the next season to try and get a copy of that character. But what I'm doing now is I'm just going to not play it so other people have an opportunity to get the character. But it just depends, obviously, on where you are with that character you want. Now, another thing to consider as well is the gems you get. So I think if you do finish within the top 100, you guarantee 20 to 30 gems. I think towards the top end, it's like 50 to 100 gems you get once you do finish the season. So them 3 weeks of grinding is pretty key. But like I said before, you don't need to be in the top 100 every week. If you finish in the top 100 week 1 and 2, and then week 3 you just want to push lightly, but you're still within the top 100, you've guaranteed yourself that copy of the character. So just keep that in mind and just keep track on your points and where you finish. Is then basically building your team. So the next thing to consider is building your team and putting it together in order for it to compete. So you've got your PvP entries, you've got your wine food, got your defending team set up. Now it's ready to go with your bet. So the metas on Global and JP at the moment are relatively the same. So it's based around the one Escanor, Green Gotha, Goddess Liz. You've also got Ludashell, Tarmiel, Sariel, and recently coming into play Green Diane, Green Matrona Diane with the Taunt Stall teams. Also now Blue Droll as well. Blue Droll is another great unit at the moment. Now, make sure you just learn what the meta is. This is what people tend to do. So within my Discord of my guild, so everyone at Lust, shout out Lust, we obviously try and keep up to date with the metas and different units coming out, and we do friendly PvP to test out different teams and things like that. And once you start playing matches, you'll see what teams are working. Once you've got the team working for yourself and you know how to play it and how to counter certain plays, it's all down to RNG then, who gets the better card draw. Now, once you've got the team ready, that's when you just start playing your games. So you have 100 games to play for the week. Make sure you get them done if you are really pushing for it, and keep an eye on the rankings. It's so important. Once you've got an eye on the rankings, you can see where you are. You know how much you need to push or not. Now, the main thing to say is that you'll need to basically be in the top 100 for all the 3 weeks, but you don't actually need to do that. I tested that myself this season. So for the first week, I finished rank 107. The second week, I finished within the top 30, I believe. And then this final week, I finished rank 55. So you don't need to finish within the top 100 3 weeks in a row. You just need to make sure you're finishing high enough with enough points so you get that seasonal bonus, because each ranking gives a different amount. So my recommendation would be to try and finish within the top 100, even if it's rank 90 or 90 plus. Just keep grinding away and practicing till you hit the point where you know each week you can consistently get so many wins. So for example, my minimum I try and go for is around 60 to 70 wins out of my 100. Now every time you don't know what's going to happen. You could come across a Megalodon whale who just absolutely destroys you, but it just depends on how you play. You're going to face a lot of bots as well. You're going to face a lot of AIs, so you're going to get a lot of wins that way. So don't feel like every match is going to be an absolute sweat fest. It's solely down to RNG and who you come against. So it's completely doable. I know people who have 1-6 Escanors and 1-6 Goddess Lisses who are still competing in the top 100 and has a Helbram. So I wouldn't worry about that. I'd just say to yourself, set it as a goal. If this is something you want to do and you want to unlock the exclusive characters, work towards it, because it's completely doable by anyone in this game right now. Okay, obviously not someone who's just started yesterday, but people who have played for quite a reasonable time now and getting to that point of endgame content PvP wise are able to compete at this level. And it's not as scary as it looks. As long as you prepare correctly, you'll be absolutely fine. And if you've got any questions or anything like that, please do comment below. I'll be happy to respond. And any questions anyone has about anything else, I'm happy to put it forward. But overall, it's just preparing correctly and getting it put across that way. So as you can see here, I just put a little Word document which just gives these tips, such as learning to adapt to what the current meta is. So right now, working around the one Escanor. Also, make sure your gear is the best it can be. Stock up on your wine food. understand how the attacking and defending teams work, stocking up on your friendship coins from the PvP shop. I'm sorry for the PvP entries for the friendship coins from the shop. Make sure you practice your teams in friendly PvP. So if you're in a guild or you're in some Discord servers, try and find some people on there to practice with. That's what we do within our guild. And remember that the season for top 100 lasts for 3 weeks. So it's not just 1 week and you're done. You've got to grind for 3 weeks. It takes a lot of time and commitment, but if you're willing to do it and you get that exclusive character, you'll feel like you've achieved something quite great there. So it's something to work towards, and make sure to always check the forums and in-game notices to when the season is active and what rules are active that time as well. So these are little tips and tricks that I've got for people there. As I said, if anyone's got any questions, please don't hesitate to comment below. The last thing I want to show is just the team that I used and how it was built. So as you can see, my Escanor for the past season is a 6-6 Escanor, which I know not a lot of people will have, but I was running HP defense with 15% rolls, which is what I do on my Escanor. Cosmetic wise, all maxed out. The main thing for this is like cosmetic wise, I'd say just farm Hell Demons when you can. As you can see, my Green Gopher is only 3 out of 6, but it's based on a HP defense set, max cosmetics again. The one, and then my Goddess Liz, same again, 6-6, but this time she's on the max 15% rolls as well, but she's got max cosmetics also. So everyone except my Gotha is 6 out of 6. My Lynx are all 6 out of 6. So Green Merlin, coin shop unit. Basically, I've got LV on a HP defense set, the CC, and also max cosmetics as well. So yeah, my Green Merlin, she's 6-6, coin shop, UR gear. King, coin shop unit, 6-6, UR gear. Blue Demon Melee, most people have him right now. It was also on the free banner, the Homecoming banner, 6-6, rocking HP defense, and also Zeldris, so Red Zeldris, which is a coin shop unit as well, rocking HP defense. So these are just the units that I've currently built for this team. Use what you've got in your box and adapt to it and work around it. It's obviously the meta is going to shift according to the seasons and the different PvP rules and different characters that come. But as I said, don't be scared about what endgame PvP is like. Once you've got to the point where you're confident with your teams and you know you can compete, just get up there and give it a shot. And any questions you have, please do comment below. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.